Kettle Run. I end up losing 700 men and killing almost 7,000. That's almost 10 to 1. And when I first saw those results, I was disappointed because last time I played it, I got 17 to 1. But in this battle, the enemy fights. It doesn't just roll over. So I want to do a flanking maneuver on the enemy, which I always do. And as you can see, I get over on the flank just fine. And it's kind of like interesting. I'm not running, I'm just kind of walking. My units are walking up the hill. The enemy unit is walking toward me, and we're just going to engage. And I'd like to get my artillery up closer to do more work, but the artillery never really gets close. So where I have the artillery right now on the far right is I don't like it. I don't like it being that far away. I would rather have skirmishers up here. So the enemy has skirmishers, and I've detached skirmishers to meet the enemy. The opening engagement goes in my favor. I just want to get my units up and online, and then I'm going to attack hard and hit the enemy as hard as I can. I'm pretty happy that the enemy wants to charge into my units. I have some units in the woods that are going to do good work. I don't have to get into melee, and if he wants to charge all the way into canister fire, that'd be terrific. So I let the detached skirmishers take the first volleys from the enemy, and then they fall back behind my lines. Then my infantry fires, and that's a good way to reduce your casualties. But the important thing is the enemy just doesn't crumble. Like on normal difficulty, the enemy just crumbles. You walk up to the enemy, you fire a volley, everybody retreats, and that's why it's possible to get 17 to 1 on normal difficulty. Here, the enemy units don't crumble. They're going to stand and fight. They're at least going to put a couple volleys into you. So it's going to be, well, I lose a whole 700 men. So, you're going to take more casualties on Brigadier General. So, yeah, see, his artillery took 2 volleys, not just 1, before he retreated. Now let's see how many this infantry unit takes. He's 2 stars. Let's see how many he takes. 1, 2, 3. See, he's still standing and firing into my unit. And my artillery is so far behind the line right now. We've been, at this for almost no time, and already my artillery's out of the battle. So his line continues to retreat, and I've skipped over, moving here. And yeah, just keep advancing. My artillery is so far behind the battle right now. I'm really frustrated with my artillery not being able to play. But that's what happens when you're on offense, that the artillery can't keep up a lot of times. If I'd brought maybe 6-pounders, I'm thinking, at least they'd be able to keep up. And you can do that. You can swap out to faster, lighter guns. That works. So anyway, once I drive this guy down from the top of the hill, there's a wood line there that makes it impossible. If he tries to counterattack, he'll just be slaughtered. You can see the wood line right below the flag, and if he charges up that hill, it's just death. I'm in no hurry. I'm just gonna I've taken the objective. I have tons of time, and I'm gonna fight this out to the end. I let my infantry units that are tired recover condition. That's why they're not moving. They're just recovering condition, and then I'm going to begin the next part of the battle. Let my detached skirmishers just rack up kills. One thing I do is I will send out detached skirmishers to do stuff like this, then I'll reblend them back into the unit, create another detached skirmisher of full strength, and do it again and again. And so, let's fast forward a bit. The units that have recovered, I want them to come around and get on this ridge line and fire downhill. And yeah, still the artillery is not in the battle at all, really. Taking forever to move to get anywhere where they're going to do anything. Complete waste of time, I think, even bringing them. So that's the only thing that's frustrating about this battle. Getting into position. Yeah, even though the AI is clearly beaten, they will stand and exchange fire. So I am being very careful, even though I know that that I have them pretty much in a pocket. They can do good work, and yeah, right up to the end, I'm gonna be very careful with how I go after these guys. Continue to degrade them, continue to lower their numbers. But the neat thing about fighting on Major General is the enemy fights. On normal difficulty, these guys would all just be flashing white and not even firing back. And I kind of like that. I think that's more realistic. It makes you actually push the Confederate army off of the land that you want to take. Like here, I had 3 units and an artillery and a detached skirmisher all hitting that guy, and had to really inflict some casualties on him before he would give up that little piece of terrain he was on. And that feels right. You know, those guys aren't just going to crumble because they took a volley. One of the things you can do at this point, if you have detached skirmishers, you put them behind some of your infantry units, and that will prevent the AI from retreating in that direction. Having 2 lines of troops, even if one of them is a detached skirmisher, will prevent the enemy from retreating in a direction you don't want them to. So yeah, and here at the end, I'm going to go ahead and charge and rack up some melee experience, because these are 2-star units. And yeah, so got a few kills. You know, I only attack in melee when it's really safe. 12% medicine, so 717 casualties, and yeah, the battle went well. Very happy with how this turned out. Some of the units, 1,500 kills for Harper's Ferry, 13, 9, 8, 7, 5, and the 20-pound Parrot did Bupkis, so complete waste of time bringing them to the battle, 173. I should have brought just about anything else. The enemy had Harper's Ferries and got 600 of them, so that's terrific. And captured the supply wagon. Cash is always good. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed Kettle Run, and I'll see you in camp.